I just want to start this off by saying I get it. I really do get it. The lack of a trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong is kind of frustrating, really, because it seems like we should have gotten something by now, and we haven't. I do realize that. But I do want to give you a little bit of perspective on this. The first trailer for Godzilla 2014, or the first look we had of it, was released in the summer of 2013 at Comic-Con, and it never was officially released online. Never got an official release outside of Comic-Con as far as I've seen. Bootlegs you could possibly find if you looked really hard and were fast enough to see them before Warner Brothers took them down. But other than that, we had to wait until December of 2014 to get our first official trailer. And then, let us not forget, we had to wait 5 years for Godzilla King of the Monsters. 4 years for the trailer and the marketing to begin, but 5 years for the movie. And we're treating these past few months like they are the most insufferable wait ever. How quickly we forget things sometimes. I really do think that a little bit of perspective is in order in this regard. Just because we haven't gotten a trailer yet isn't necessarily a reason to panic. In fact, the day I'm recording this video, we just got our first trailer for Universal's reboot of The Invisible Man, which is set to come out in February. That's much sooner than Godzilla vs. Kong. So, yeah, and this trailer just dropped out of nowhere, too. I don't think any of us were actually expecting it. Maybe a few of us were, but then again, Universal's last few attempts at rebooting their monsters have been so disastrous, I think even the die-hard Universal monster fans may have given up. I'll share my thoughts on this trailer later, but I'm bringing it up because this trailer dropped with hardly any other time to market the movie, so we don't necessarily need to see the lack of a Godzilla vs. Kong trailer as any particular problem. At least not yet, I don't think. That's no excuse for fear-mongering, though. Yesterday, a tweet showed up in my feed featuring a clip of Grace Randolph from the YouTube page Beyond the Trailer speaking about how the reason we haven't gotten a Godzilla vs. Kong trailer yet is because apparently, according to her, the release date for Godzilla vs. Kong has been suspended, and we don't know when it's going to be released now. Her exact source for this, and I'm quoting her, is people who work on the movie. She was told by people who work on the movie that Godzilla vs. Kong is delayed indefinitely. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard this and instantly gone into panic mode. However, I don't think we should be taking this at face value at all. Like I said, her source for this bit of information is people who work on the movie. That's just vague enough to mean absolutely nothing at all. Who told her this? I mean, granted, I understand that anonymous sources are a thing, and if someone were to hypothetically release this information to the public, they wouldn't necessarily want the studio knowing it was them, so you would want to protect their identity, but you gotta give us more than just a vague statement to prove that it's true. Show us an email. You can block out the email addresses and the names. It can be done. We have the technology. I haven't seen any proof provided by her that this is the case. All we have at the moment is her word to go on that people who worked on the movie told her the movie has been suspended. That is the only evidence she has, which really isn't evidence at all. Anyone can say they were told by someone who worked on something what the truth is. So, there's no evidence here. And that which is presented without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. But I'm not going to just dismiss it without evidence. I went looking, people. I checked every possible source I could think of. Every single one of them says that Godzilla vs. Kong is still set for an early March release. March 11th internationally and March 13th domestically in the United States. That has not changed. There has been no official word from Warner Brothers or Legendary to the contrary. So far as we have seen, the evidence points to that date still being the date of release. Theatrically, by the way. I've also seen some people panicking that it might just get dropped on Netflix. There is absolutely no evidence of that either. Now, is it possible Warner Brothers and Legendary are considering changing the release date? Perhaps, but they haven't officially announced it yet. And in lieu of an official announcement, the current date still stands. I don't know how far this rumor has spread, but I want to make it very clear that it is just a rumor. I'm keeping my eyes open, people. I am looking at the official sources, making sure the date has not changed. If it ever does, I will report on it, and maybe then we can start to be worried. Maybe. But for the moment, there is no evidence to say that Godzilla vs. Kong will be arriving any later than already stated, or that its arrival is now questionable in its entirety. Yes, this is a test of patience, I get that. But there's no reason to prey on people's concerns. We'll get a trailer at some point. Like I said, the Invisible Man trailer just dropped out of nowhere today, and I don't think many people were expecting it to. And it's got less time to promote itself than Godzilla vs. Kong does. So, whenever it happens, it happens. We just need to be patient. And in the meantime, don't panic. That's not going to do anyone any good. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, as well as subscribe to the channel for more content of a similar nature. Also, check the description for links to our Twitter, DeviantArt, and Patreon pages, as well as the Amazon link for the novel Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, penned by yours truly. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.